Hello and welcome back to Profit Finder Pro and the third of fourth introductory videos. Oh, I think we can all relate to this feeling at times. Thinking of the headaches in our businesses when we have to make decisions and we don't have the proper information in order to make good decisions. We know that one of the reasons business owners are business owners is because they're great at making decisions. However, we also know that those decisions can only be as good as the information they have. And so right now I'm thinking especially of sales and marketing and how oftentimes we are called to make decisions based on gut feelings. What I'm about to show you is how having the proper systems in place will remove this pain of the unknown and instead give you the confidence that the decisions you are making are based on real data that will lead to increased profits. Let's take a look at how numbers and data can show you valuable information about your sales reps. How are you currently measuring your sales reps' performance and effectiveness? Do you go just by closing ratio, gross sales, profitability, or gut feeling? Here's the first scenario. You have Pablo and Matt, and one of them closes twice as many sales as the other. It seems like our high closer is bringing in all kinds of sales, so naturally I might think he's a great salesman. However, when we walk through this scenario, you will see that a closing ratio is not everything. Let's take a look. So Pablo, here he is. He was assigned 100 leads and closed 50 of them. He has a 50% closing ratio, so naturally we think he's a pretty good guy to have around. Let's take a closer look. Pablo was given 100 leads and we paid $40 per lead. So the total lead cost for Pablo was $4,000. Pablo has a 50% closing ratio, so he closed 50 of those leads. His average contract size or average sale size is $500, and so that gives us total sales of $25,000. Now I took his total lead cost, $4,000, and divided that into his total sales, $25,000, and ended up with 16%. So that means that 16% straight off the top of any of Pablo's sales are going directly to cover the advertising it took to get those sales. Now as a side note, just keep in mind here what you have budgeted in your business for marketing. Let's take a look at our low closer, Matt. Matt only has a 25% closing ratio, so he's closing half as many as Pablo. And right away we think, he's probably not so good because he has such a low closing ratio. But let's examine it a little bit closer. Matt was also given 100 leads, but those leads were less expensive than Pablo's. His leads cost only $10 per lead, so we spent $1,000 altogether. He closed 25 leads and his average contract size was $1,000, which made his total sales to be $25,000. That's the same as Pablo, but remember, half the closing ratio. The cost of advertising is only 4% of his total sales. So that means 4% off the top of Matt's sales go to cover the cost of advertising to get a sale. So here we see that although Matt had a lower closing ratio, he had a lower lead cost and higher sales. So the cost of acquiring a sale is much less for Matt than for Pablo. So at this point, Matt is much more profitable for us than Pablo. So you can see a closing ratio is not everything. Now that I, as a business owner, know this and can see this, what can be done with this type of information? Let's take a look at Pablo, the high closer. Maybe you need to adjust your training. Perhaps he doesn't understand his product features and benefits, and maybe he's afraid to ask for more money. Is he offering the low price in order to get the sale? Is he upselling? Maybe you need to assign lower costing leads to him. Or worst case scenario, best case scenario, depending on whose point of view, maybe you need to show him the door. Sometimes this is the best alternative. There are many options, but that's up to you. And what about Matt? How do these numbers help us to help him? He's profitable, but with a closing ratio of only 25%, can we increase that? Again, how can you adjust your training? Is there another way that he can ask for the sale? Maybe he needs to know more about the features and benefits to draw more people to a natural close. And what's the reason people are giving for not buying? This and so much more. This is only one scenario. However, there are so many things that can be done with the information once you have it. The profitability of your sales and marketing no longer has to be a gut feeling or mystery. There is great liberation and power in numbers. We come from a background of small business ourselves, and we've been in your shoes. We're small business for small business. And we're here to provide a tool that gets you the information you need and a whole lot more in just seconds. For an online demo or more information on how tracking will increase revenues in your business, call 1-800-972-6952. That's 1-800-972-6952, or email us at info@profitfinderpro.com. And for more overview right here in these videos, continue on to video 4, Advertising Costs versus Profitability. For more in-depth information on the software, a software that was designed with the main purpose of providing a way for business owners and managers to measure sales and marketing effectiveness, please see our software tour on the website at www.profitfinderpro.com.